I told you I'm here to get it, cause baby I'm in my prime. So if you want it, come with it, nobody dimming my shine. Been a long time, homie, since I first got down. Still on top of my game, forever play to the crowd. When I'm in front of a mic and I'm in the spotlight, the gridiron, man, we taking y'all on a flight. Always coming for the hardcore, this is what I work for. Got 'em feeling for some more, they yelling encore. Verbally, I'm bringing heat to the streets. The flame spitter, my squad, nothing but winners, and you'll never see a quitter. Cause adversity is part of the plan, just as sure as you go, always bob your head to the jam. So turn your volume up, you can see me up on your screen, kicking knowledge like you need it. Y'all some football fiends, bringing heat at 100, we the realest around. Welcome to the gridiron, baby, it's going down now. Like the music buzzing in amps, when I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands. Cause I'm an all-be-known until the break of the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the film. It's the battle hymn, homie, gonna bang in your ear. And when they hear it, they gon' know the Kings is here. All-be-known until the break of the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the film. I'm here to get mine, never gonna dwell on the past. Always moving forward, I won't take my foot off the gas. And I'm ready for the battle and whatever may come. I fight from up in the saddle, go and beat that war drum. If you want some, get some, wicked about to get dumb. Got the crowd getting loud, everybody heads sprung. Hitting hard and coming stronger like a buck from a cage. Like Micah, I'm a lion busting out of my cage. Cause y'all ain't holding me now, I'll break your bury you down. Go and check your books, cause there ain't no play to be found. They can counter what I'm bringing, you ain't figure me out. Hitting suckers from their gut to their chest and their mouth. And now we steady climbing up to the top. You trying to get on our level, they watch your ass get dropped. Yo, it's your boy on the track, the OG double G. I'm rolling with the heavy hitter, yeah, that's Jerzey Tha King. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? It's a great Saturday. We got a special guest, my man Skubie Mageza from ESPN. Will be stopping by talking some UFL with me. We're going to be getting into the latest UFL news as well as previewing this week. And we're going to be talking NFL reactions, and we got some indoor football league news as well and previewing week 7. So sit back, relax. Welcome to the Jerzey Tha King, or excuse me, the Gridiron, live on Fuel Sports Network, powered by Gateway City Sports. You already know, it's showtime, baby. Let's do this the right way. What's going on, y'all? Happy Saturday. Welcome into the Gridiron, presented by Fuel and Pro Football Alliance, live on Fuel Sports Network. I'm, of course, your host, Kevin Jerzey Tha King Womble. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring him in because, like I said, we got a packed show. We got a lot to talk about, and he got a short amount of time. It's my man, Skubie Mageza from ESPN, the host, or excuse me, co-host of UFL Today. Here he is. Skubie Mageza, y'all. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Kevin? How you living?
I'm doing good, man. How you feeling today?
I'm doing good, man. Busy week, busy weekend, but grateful nonetheless. I appreciate you for having me on.
Oh, most definitely, man. I remember back on episode 18. I'll never forget it. You know, you were my actual first special guest on my show, and a year later, you know, you're back, and I'm happy to have you. Now, back then it was the XFL. You know what I mean? Now we're looking at the UFL, and tell me how that transition was for you. You know, someone who followed the XFL, was a host of, you know, the XFL Today show, which has now been rebranded to the UFL Today show. How was that transition for you, sitting back and watching that as not only just a fan, but as a TV personality, and just wondering, you know, what's up in the air with that job, of course, at XFL Today, which is now UFL Today?
I think there was just a lot of uncertainty, right? For not just us, but everybody involved, because this deal came together so quickly. And, you know, unfortunately, the thing about the XFL altogether is that it constantly just had one season and then it was done. The echoes and the conversations within the XFL world last year was like, yeah, we're going to keep this going. We're going to keep this going. And then all of a sudden, you're no longer the XFL and you're merging with the USFL. And we all kind of saw that as the best option, because just competing against each other, when you all got the same goal, doesn't necessarily mean the best for everyone involved. So it was a lot of wait and see. And once the deal became official, I immediately talked to my boss and said, "Yo, I'm still interested in doing this, and I really want to be involved with the game and just kind of helping spring football grow." And we were able to do that. And it was a lot of wait and see. But as soon as we saw, we put everything into work, and we just got the ball rolling.
Dope, man. Dope, man. I'm so happy that you were the one who stuck with it, man. Because I was one of the biggest supporters of that show last season, and seeing you come back, I was like, yes, I'm gonna make sure I'm there every week, and I've been there. You know what I mean?
You're the show every week, man.
Hey,
It's love. It's love.
Now, you've been doing a lot. I follow you on all social media platforms. You were just recently at a wedding, looking fresh to death. I stole some pictures. Not even going live for the graphics, but how has your life been from starting on a local TV network, at a news station, to being on ESPN, man? Like, how has that been? Because I know I'm always talking about your shoes and your shoe collection when you're on the show. So how has your life changed and evolved from starting on that news station to being where you are now on ESPN?
This has always been the vision, and I think the consistent feeling that I have is gratitude, and I'm just very grateful to be in the position that I'm in right now. I always say I kind of went through every single emotion as I was going through the path and trying to get to the destination that is ESPN. But I've always said to myself that the reward is within the journey to get to ESPN, and the things that I learned along the journey is what's going to help me continue to move forward at ESPN. Because once you get to ESPN, like, this is the goal, this is the destination. But as humans, as people, we always kind of look to okay, what's next? Now what? And you shouldn't become content. You shouldn't always settle. And the things I learned on my journey to ESPN, it's what's going to help me continue to grow and to escalate. And what I learned along my journey is don't get too high, don't get too low, and kind of try and stay even. And everything happens for a reason, whether it's good or bad. So it's so what, now what? Keep that mindset, and a lot of gratitude just for everything that I've been able to experience. I mean, every time I go on campus, I said it to myself just this week, I just become overwhelmed with a sense of gratitude. I'm like, wow, this is ESPN. It's a huge place. And it's cool to be at the worldwide leader, but I don't try to get myself too hyped up about it, or even let myself become down when I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I'm where I need to be. So it's just been a lot of fun, man. And I've been able to travel. I've been able to see family more consistently since I'm close to home. So just a lot of gratitude.
Dope, man. That's dope. That's so dope, man. And I hope to, one day be on that level, but not
It's
on
a journey,
ESPN.
bro. Keep going down the
Actually,
path.
my goal isn't ESPN anymore. It's Fuel Sports Network, and getting Fuel to be somewhat on the level of ESPN, a network, an actual TV network that covers sports, but also more. We're going to be evolving. Here at Fuel, and that's our main goal. Our future is bright. And that's one of the things that I love about my job, being the program director of the network. But I'm learning as well, because I never went to school for it. So I'm taking on a position and learning as I go and teaching myself. So it's actually pretty cool. But I wanted to jump into the UFL this week. I know when I first wanted to bring you back on the show, you were like, hey, let me get back into the UFL. Let me catch up on everything, see what's going on, and then I'll be happy to come on. And for those of you who don't know, again, my man Skubie is the co-host of UFL Today with Daniel Dopp. It is live every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus and YouTube and Facebook. So make sure you guys check that out. But What are your thoughts on the season so far?
It's the football's better. That's for sure. We got quality players. That is why you saw guys who are all USFL, guys who are all XFL get cut, and we still
Mhm.
see some guys who have been so huge in the spring football world end up being released, and it's because there is more talent. Merging the two leagues together, along with the growth of the game itself, and being on the platform that it is, there's kids coming out of college that are saying, "Yo, I want to be able to get more reps and prove that I can do it. Let me go ahead and play some spring football." So it's more talented. It's a lot of fun to watch and get to know some of these other guys that were in the USFL. And I think it's going down the right path, especially with the ratings as you look at them. The audience is enjoying the game, and at the end of the day, we all know this: football is king in the U.S.
Yes. Somehow, some way, they're going to find a way. I think somehow, some way, they're going to find a way to survive this first season and make it to a next season and continue to grow. And I'm excited for it. For all you out there watching, all you UFL fans, everyone that's fans of the network, this is what we got coming up. And you guys know we here at Fuel talk about the UFL a lot. We cover the UFL a lot. We're at all the games. We have correspondents of Fuel, super fans of Fuel all over the nation. So this is what we got, guys. And right now, I'm gonna tell you, I'm excited for the first game of the week. I'm excited for that Arlington and San Antonio game. And the reason being is we all know my Vegas Vipers aren't here this year. But I've been adopted. I'm not an orphan I'm not an orphan fan. I've been adopted by the Arlington Renegades, and unfortunately we're 0-4. But are you shocked to see the Arlington Renegades 0-4, but Luis Perez doing this, leading the league right now, even with an 0-4 record? Are you shocked to see this, or were you expecting Luis to be Luis, the King of Spring?
Yeah, it's no surprise that Luis Perez is playing the way that he is, especially when you saw the way that he finished last season. I think coming into this year, you wanted to see Arlington play well. However, we got to look at that defense, and that isn't necessarily at the same level that it was last year. A quarterback can end up canceling out a lot of the mistakes that you have on offense and raise the people's level of play on the offensive end. But defensively, you need to be able to stop teams. And Arlington right now, they can't do that. That was what kept them at float last year, because we remember them as a team struggling just to get any type of productivity at the quarterback position, which is why they went out and got Luis Perez, which is why it ended up leading to them winning the XFL championship. So
Yep.
I think a lot of what the problem is for Arlington right now is on the defensive side of the ball, and Luis Perez is doing his thing, balling, leading the league in receiving, and his connection with Sal Cannella is just going to continue to work. I don't know if you're going to be able to outscore teams, but defensively, you got to be able to stop.
And I think another thing on offense that they should do is utilize Caleb Van Der Esch more. I noticed if a lot of people paid attention to Arlington last year in the XFL, when Luis Perez came in, Caleb Van Der Esch and Sal Cannella were his two main targets, and you got Tyler Vaughn's out there doing his thing this season. He's putting up a lot of yards receiving, getting a lot of receptions. But you need that extra receiver to complement Tyler or Taylor Vaughn's, excuse me. So I feel that if you throw out Caleb Van Der Esch and give him a lot more reps like you were doing last season, then you got Caleb, Vaughn's, and Sal Cannella out there, I think it'll be easier. But one thing I wanted to touch on, a couple weeks ago, Coach Stoops openly spoke about the secondary needing to get better, but he hasn't made any moves in the secondary to get them better. Now they have made some moves on the defensive line. They're bringing in Saint Amour, they brought in Saint Amour, and he's actually suiting up today for today's game. So I think that interior is going to look a little bit better with Saint Amour there. But are you shocked to hear him speak publicly about the secondary needing to get better, but not making any moves yet in the secondary?
Well, to me, what that says is they're pretty content with their roster. Whatever they're seeing in practice, they like what they're seeing. However, when it comes down to game day, you're not getting the same result that you expected. So is it mental mistakes? Is it nerves? What is it that isn't working in practice? But then sometimes the dudes are practice heroes and they cook in practice, but they don't cook in the games. You would have liked to see Arlington make some moves, especially since they're 0-4, but still have a chance to kind of salvage the season. A lot of things need to go right for them. But I think at this stage right now, they're pretty content with what they have in their locker room.
I see what you're saying, and I tend to agree with you. It's just a shock to me to hear him speak publicly about it, but not make any moves. And I think he is content. I think he's just, going to work on them getting better in practice.
He's sending that message to them, just like, step your game up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, we need to be better. Like, when your team is struggling, you start to hold yourself accountable. And if you have a good coach, he's going to hold you accountable. And that's what Stoops is trying to do.
Definitely. And I definitely agree with you. Look, we're going to jump into a quick commercial break, guys. And when we come back, we're going to have more with Skubie Mageza and more of UFL, preview some more of these games. And then we got some NFL to talk about, some IFL to talk about. This is the Gridiron. We love you guys. Thank you for being here. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. If the video
plays. Same great taste. Yes. Same great taste. Same great taste.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor. Together, we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink. It's a statement. A fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
The Gridiron with your host, Kevin Jerzey Tha King Womble. I'm joined today by ESPN personality and co-host of UFL Today, Skubie Mageza. And we're breaking down a little bit of the UFL so far and what we got slated for this week. Now, another game we got coming up that I'm excited for, Skubie, is this Birmingham Stallions and Houston Roughnecks game. Now, last season in the USFL, when these two teams met, and it was the Birmingham Stallions and the Houston Gamblers, Houston, I believe, won that game, or won at least one of those games. And Mark Thompson was a big reason why. This past week, Coach Johnson said that we're going to see at least 20 to 25 touches from Mark Thompson. Now, overall, what have you seen from Houston that you've liked, disliked, think they should improve on? And where do you think they can go moving forward in this season?
Well, recent has been mediocre at best. Not bad, not great, but just kind of like okay. And you hope that he's still trying to find his rhythm because, it is hard to get that chemistry with guys. But Mark Thompson is going to be a difference maker for this team. And same thing with him. You could tell that he's just getting back into the flow of things, but his flow is already at a high level. And if you saw him tweeting on Twitter, I mean, he's happy to be back. He's excited.
Yeah.
He's talking about snatching dudes' ankles that he juked out for the long run going into the red zone. Right now, Houston is kind of in a little bit of a resurgence, and they've put up some fights this season. You got to like what they've been able to do. So I don't know where we're going to go. I think this is a huge week to evaluate Houston of where they are talent-wise because Mark Thompson is back. Now that opens things up for the pass game. The defense has already been solid. So I think they're either about to break through or maybe stay steady.
Okay. Now, I do give them some credit. I do give Reed Sinnott some credit. Like you said, he's been mediocre at best, but I feel he's done a lot better than Jared Garantano. And the reason I feel that is I feel that Jared Garantano needs more development. I don't think he should have been the starter. Now, don't get me wrong. He has great mobility and that complementary of being able to throw the ball and be able to have that mobility as well is great. But you got to be able to stand in that pocket and make decisions as well. You have to not only use your mobility for run purposes, but use your mobility to extend passing plays. And I feel that Jared Garantano needs more development in those areas to be a starting QB. And when Reed came in, a little bit of that resurgence, like you said, started to show flashes with Houston. And I think now with Mark Thompson back, I think that's going to be a better balance for them. You know what I mean? And I think Mark Thompson's really going to change that offense up. Now, when it comes to these conferences, or actually, no, you know what? I want to jump into a conversation because me and you actually talked about this. Well, I actually hinted to this or talked about this on the UFL Today chat about our little QB situation over there in Birmingham. Now, I personally feel that Adrian Martinez should be the starter. I feel he's a better fit for Birmingham, and I feel he complements the offense better than Matt Corral does. I even feel he commands the offense a lot better than Matt Corral does. Do you agree?
Listen, when you in the game of football, it has evolved to needing a quarterback that's mobile back there because it opens up so many things for your offense when RPO has become such a prominent part of the game of football today. You know, just like basketball, how things continue to evolve. Now, if you're a big man, you need to be able to big man that can shoot threes. Now, if you're a quarterback, you need to be a quarterback that can run. And Adrian Martinez gives you that and is more deadly with that. However, you see the way the ball comes out of Matt Corral's arms. And I think Matt Corral does have a better command of the offense just because he has more experience doing that, working in Lane Kiffin's offense back at Ole Miss. Adrian Martinez, I remember watching him at Kansas State. He just always used his legs, didn't necessarily develop to the type of passer that he probably would have wanted to be. And Matt Corral was. And Matt Corral could use his legs too, just not as effectively as Adrian Martinez. So you can really pick whatever it is that you want to do. I just say pick one because these guys, both of them, you can tell they get better as their confidence goes up. And if you continue to switch them in and out, you're going to cap that. I don't know, maybe they're more mentally built to be able to handle that type of adversity, but I'd rather you just pick one.
And I feel the same way. I think Skip needs to just choose one. But I think when I say Adrian has more command of the offense, when you look at the game that he started, the one game that he started so far this season, he didn't make a mistake. He had chemistry on all. Now, don't get me wrong. The first couple throws, that first touchdown pass was luck. Let's just say, Sternberger was in the right place at the right time. But I feel that he came in that game and just had the chemistry on the field with the team. And that's what I mean by his command on that field, because he was able to just go out there and say, hey, I see this. So I'm going to make this audible. You know what I mean? And it just flowed. Matt Corral, on the other hand, has had more difficulty getting the offense going, getting a lead in the game, and keeping that lead and extending the lead. So that's my main reason why I feel that Adrian Martinez should be the starter and should be given that chance. Now, you're right. Matt Corral does have a better arm, but I think over time, in time, you give Adrian Martinez the proper starts, let him keep gelling with those wide receivers and that offense. I think he'll get better over time, and I think he'll develop that arm that everybody was hoping to see from Nebraska and Kansas State.
Yeah, Martinez
Yeah.
starts this week too. So we're still switching back and forth.
Right. So, Skip, you got to make a decision, man. You definitely do. Now, what are your thoughts on this St. Louis and DC game? Because
I think back immediately towards last year when AJ McCarron and that DC defense were going back and forth. I don't know why I can't get the DB's name out of it, but he had one quote for sure where he yelled at the camera. It was just a lot of great energy in terms of the matchup and the rivalry that became St. Louis and DC. I think we're going to see the most fans that we have seen there all season, because the first home game for DC, it was a little quiet, not necessarily the standard which we would have wanted and the league would have wanted. But this is a game where I know both teams want to get that lick back to each other, and it's going to be fun to watch that beer snake, AJ McCarron, and that defense, and then Jordan Ta'amu kind of answering with AJ McCarron, because that's offensive player of the year versus the supposed MVP. So I know they're all going to be showing out.
Definitely. And I think I believe that defensive back's name was Michael Joseph from last year on DC. Now, I'm excited to see the beer snake. I'm excited to see if St. Louis fans are going to travel and pack Audi Stadium. And then that leads us with our final game. Jake Boots Bates versus and I really just say Jake Bates because all you have really is Jake Bates and Marcus Sims right now. So that's really, their offense and what they've been scoring with a lot. But do you see a bounce back for Memphis, or do you see Michigan taking this game?
This is Michigan's chance to get a bounce back. This is Memphis's chance to get a bounce back. Now, both teams struggle on the offensive line, and I think we've kind of seen that more with Michigan, with Perry running for his life out there, and it's really unfortunate that they had to put him on IR this week as he continues to kind of try and get back and deal with injuries. But I think this is an opportunity for Memphis to kind of click in there. But Michigan, they kind of remind me of what Arlington was doing last year with that defense. That defense is keeping them afloat. They still got one really good pass catcher, a decent run game. If they can figure out the quarterback position, things are going to change, especially when you have a kicker. When you get inside the 40, like the Ravens always do, you're automatically going to get 3. So how the offense flows is going to be something I'm keeping an eye on. And then the thing about spring football versus college football or the NFL, when you go to your backup, honestly, spring football is more like college football. When you go to your backup, that guy is still a very talented player. The talent gap between them and the guy who started isn't necessarily as huge as like going from Patrick Mahomes to your backup.
Exactly. So, got your picks for this weekend? You know who you're taking in these games? Can we get a Scubie's picks?
All right, let me go ahead and look at the games. So what we got for this week? The first one is Michigan.
We got San Antonio and Arlington is the first game.
San Antonio and Arlington. I am going to go. I know this is crazy to say. I'm going with Arlington. I just think Arlington is going to get the game. What is the line for that game? Because I'd be more comfortable going with the Arlington's line. I
didn't even look at the lines today.
But,
I was rushed.
All good. I'm gonna take Arlington in the first game. I just think this is their bounce back. Their season's kind of on the line. San Antonio has shown flashes, and I think they're gonna be locked in for this one. Birmingham versus Houston. Ooh, I'll go with. I'm going with Houston. Why not? We're gonna have some fun here. I'm gonna go with St. Louis to beat DC, and then I'm going with I'll go with Michigan because their defense is going to put more pressure than the Memphis. That's
So
a
we
lot.
got Arlington, Houston, St. Louis, and Michigan.
Yep.
Okay, those are Scooby's picks, y'all. Those are Scooby's picks. And I remember the segment from ESPN. That's how I was like, can we get a Scooby's picks? But man, I want to thank you again for stopping by this week. I know you got some things to handle for today, and you got a show to get ready for tomorrow. I want to thank everybody that's tuning in. I wish we had some questions for you today and a little bit more time. But again, I do want to thank you. But let everybody know where they can find you, where they can follow you, and get in contact with you on social media.
Holla at me on Instagram, Skubie. You'll find it easily. I'm one of the only Scoobies. You can also find me same name on Twitter, on TikTok, on Facebook. Holla at me. That's usually where I'm at.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. And again, man, I want to thank you for coming on. We're gonna jump into another commercial break, and when we come back, guys, we got some NFL draft reaction. I definitely got to give you guys my reaction for at least the first 4 rounds. So we're gonna get into that 5 through 7 zone right now. So we'll definitely talk more about that as well. And we got some indoor football league news. It's week 7, y'all. So get prepared. But it's the Gridiron live on Fuel Sports Network. Scooby, again, I want to thank you for coming on and hanging out with me for the time that you have, man. And good luck with everything that you got going on. And we will see you hopefully again on the Gridiron, man.
You be safe. Have a good
You
day.
do the same, man. And give me love to the pup too. It's my dog. I'll let you, bro. All right, y'all. We'll be right back with more of the Gridiron after these words from our sponsor.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the
It's time I get in the game, forget the money and fame. Stay ready, making sure that they'll remember my name. I got a hunger inside.
Back to the Gridiron Live on Fuel Sports Network. I'm your host, Kevin Jerzey Tha King Womble. And fans, I did not miss you guys. Trust me, I didn't miss you guys. I was paying attention. I just wanted to make sure that I got everything and I needed to say with Scooby, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna go back through the comments now. Welcome in everybody, Jackie, Sandy, Desiree, Nicole, my mama, Sabrina's in here. Everybody that's watching, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you most definitely. Even if you're not chatting. I see here Desiree's got St. Louis, Memphis, Sandy's taking Houston. Desiree's got the Brahmas. Okay, most definitely. I see y'all. Now, currently, look, you sent you sent a question. What did you? Sabrina says those first 2 losses were just by a touchdown, and I think one of them was due to a 4th and 12 situation. So they're not terrible. I don't know what to say about last week, and I believe you were talking about Arlington, if I'm not mistaken. Now I have to double check what you sent. Where did you send the question to, Sabrina? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Where'd you send the question to? So I can, if you sent it to the gridiron at Gmail, let me see if I got the notification for it. Okay. So this is what we're going to do here because I am the host and producer of the show. So, we'll grab that email. Make sure to look that up for you right now. I do apologize, y'all, but I want to get into some NFL news because, and it's not really so much news, but before I even do that, let's look at some of these stats. These are your UFL offensive leaders currently right now. These are your current UFL leaders right now. Did you send it to the gridiron? THAGRIDIRON podcast? Because I do not have it. These are your offensive leaders throughout the first week, or throughout week 4, or through week 4, excuse me. Here's your rushing leader, Jacob Sailors, receiving leader, Marcus Sims, and of course, your passing leader, Luis, the King of Spring Perez. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I've seen in these groups lately, oh, they should bench Luis, put in Lindsey Scott. Well, no, they shouldn't, because here's my thing. Oh, it was for Scooby. I do apologize. I still didn't get it. It didn't come. I promise you it didn't. It's not even in the spam. But did you? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. How solid is the defense with losses like they have? Attendance is going to be a lot of St. Louis fans because I've been watching the post. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I do apologize. I do apologize. But a lot of people are sitting here saying that Luis Perez should be benched and Lindsey Scott should be the starter, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly because when you bring when Lindsey Scott gets put in the game, they're always running the ball. So what my thing is, no one is shocked. All these defenses are reading that. So when you bring Lindsey Scott in the game and you don't have him pass the ball, it's like the defense already knows what's going to happen. It's either going to be a handoff to the running back or it's going to be Lindsey Scott running the ball. And that's why they're getting shut down the way they are. It's as simple as that. And I don't think that Luis Perez should be benched at all. Well, here's your defensive leaders. Kayaba Tazino is leading in total tackles with 32. Derek Roberson's leading with leading force fumbles with 2, and Kai Nakua has 2 interceptions. And I swear I had the sack leader, but I got to get that. Here's your special teams leaders. Kick returner is Darius Shepard, of course. DS11's been going crazy with 462 kick return yards. Amari Rogers for Birmingham has been going crazy with 133 punt return yards. And Matthew McCrane has the most field goals. So now, here's the MVP power rankings right now. And I kind of don't agree with this. Because how do you have Matt Corral and Adrian Martinez up there, but don't have Luis Perez up there? And he's leading the league in passing yards. And he's up there in touchdowns. How do you not have him up there? Just saying. Just saying. I mean, it just... RJ Young, I rock with you, brother, but I don't agree. I really don't. I don't agree. Perez should be on this list, and to not have Luis Perez on this list is just blasphemy. It's just blasphemy. It really is. Here's your current power rankings. I do agree with the power rankings completely. I agree with the power rankings. Here's your points leaders through week 4 as of right now in the UFL. And then real quick, before we get into some IFL news, because we don't actually have any fan mail questions today that wasn't for Scooby. But I ain't gonna lie, like I said, I do agree with these power rankings. Wholeheartedly agree. I was on the fence earlier in their season, or a couple weeks ago. You know, I felt that San Antonio should have been number 1. Then they lost, and Chase Garbers is out for at least 5 to 6 weeks on IR. But Quentin Dormey, just give him a couple more starts, a couple more games. I think he'll be fine. But I was really on like a trip of how you got Birmingham number 1 when San Antonio's been looking better. So, you know, that's just my personal opinion, but I do agree with these power rankings here. Now, let's talk about this NFL draft, y'all. Now, don't get me wrong. It's going on right now. Rounds 5, 6, and 7 are on right now on ESPN. And again, Sabrina, I never got that email. I'm looking at the Gmail account right now, so it might have been spelled wrong, possibly, or it might have been my fault. Yeah, there's 4 QBs and a receiver on there, and I don't agree with that. I honestly don't. I don't agree with that. I'm not saying I don't agree with. Real quick, I'm not saying I don't agree with that as far as how many players, or as far as the players go. I'm not saying I don't agree with that as far as the positions. But to have Jordan Ta'amu up there with 787 yards and 6 touchdowns, but not to have Luis Perez up there with 887 yards. 887 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Or 881 yards. Sorry. 881 yards. 881 yards, and he's not on this list. It makes no sense. I don't understand. I don't understand that whatsoever. It makes no sense to me whatsoever that he is not on this list, because that's blasphemy. What's going on, Trevor? Welcome in, brother. Trevor says Perez should definitely be in the top 5, but I guess they're using the 0-4 record against him, and you can't use the 0-4 record against him when it's been the defense that's been causing them to lose these games, except for last week. It was both the offense and the defense. Not even gonna lie, he played his worst game, perhaps of maybe his whole entire professional career right now. I don't know, but to not have him on this MVP power ranking is just blasphemy. I'm gonna steal my boy Stephen A. Smith's line. It's blasphemy. It's just pure blasphemy. This man has 881 yards and at least 4 or 5 touchdowns, and you're telling me he's not on this list. But you have Matt Corral with 494 yards but 2 touchdowns. Stop it! Stop it! The hell? Stop it! Come on now. Makes no sense. Makes no damn sense. Let's just come on now. I do have a little reaction to the first several rounds of the draft. I'm not shocked. I am kind of disappointed in the NFL. And one thing I can't stand about the draft: why does the first round always take 4 hours? Chicago Bears, y'all spent damn near the whole 10 minutes. Damn near the whole 10 minutes to tell us what we knew last year, that y'all were going to draft Caleb Williams. What was the point? Like, come on. What are we doing? It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me that we literally come on, man. Come on. Makes no sense. But I'm not super surprised on the Michael Penix Jr. to the Falcons deal or draft pick. I'm not like super surprised about at all because right now the Falcons are in a bit of a little tinsy with this whole tampering when it comes to that huge $100 million deal with Kirk Cousins. So I think this was somewhat of a security blanket move. Like, let's make sure we have a backup plan because if they get in trouble for tampering, they're going to lose future draft picks. So I think this was kind of a smart idea to nab him early so nobody else can take advantage of it. Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, Michael Penix Jr. did 6 years in college. He only did 6 years and played 6 years because of COVID. Or else he would have been a 5 years player and he would have been in the draft a year ago, possibly 2 years ago. And he would have probably went 4th, 5th, 6th round. But staying in college because of COVID and being there 6 years, he got a chance to get better. And you can't fault him for that. Fault the NCAA if you're going to be mad or want to feel some type of way about Michael Penix Jr. playing 6 years. And everybody's like, oh, he's old. He's only 24 years old. Do we not remember Chris Winkie? Florida State Seminole, oldest rookie to ever get drafted to the NFL? 27 years old? Stop. We talking about Michael Penix Jr. being 24? Come on now. Really? You're complaining about Michael Penix Jr. being 24. It makes no damn sense. Chris Winkie was 27 when he got drafted. That means he was in college playing football at 26. Stop it. Stop it. Trevor says, what's your opinion on the Cowboys not going for Graham Barton and trading down to take Guyton? I'm a little shocked, but I'm not because Guyton is actually a damn good player. He just needs a little bit more coaching, and I think we actually have a surprise draft pick more than anything. I was hoping for him to grab Graham Barton or even JPJ, Powers Johnson, but I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It really is. It is what it is. Jerry is Jerry. I think as a Cowboys fan, I'm going to be 100 with you guys. I think once Jerry Jones retires as the GM and he just sits at home and be the owner, or he just sits in that skybox and be the owner, Cowboys may have a real opportunity to make it to a Super Bowl again. Just saying. Jerry Jones is killing this franchise. Sorry, I'll say it. You can clip it. You can make this a whole meme. I don't care. You can make this go viral. Jerry Jones is the reason why the Cowboys aren't going back to a Super Bowl yet. Once he stops being the general manager and making all these decisions that he's making, not making moves in free agency, making these weird trades in the draft, just doing the things that he's doing. What's going on, DJP? So, yeah, I'm shocked too. Yes, he did ruin us, Trevor. DJP, what's going on, brother? I am shocked. I am shocked that the Bills traded out of the first round and didn't get one of those first round receivers, which it's all right. I mean, that's on them. I know you feel bad though. But let's jump into our last commercial break, guys. When we come back, talk a little bit more about my draft reactions, and then we'll get into some indoor football league talk right here on the Gridiron Live on Fuel Sports Network, powered by Gateway City Sports. You can download the Fuel Sports Network channel on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices today. And you can see your boy on your big screen. Yes, sir. So we'll be right back after these words from our network.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
Welcome back to the Gridiron, presented by Fuel and Pro Football Alliance, live on Fuel Sports Network, powered by Gateway City Sports. I am Kevin Jerzey Tha King Womble, and we were talking about my reactions to the NFL draft. And like I said, I don't have a problem with the Falcons picking Michael Penix Jr. where they did. Bit of a shock, but I don't think the biggest shock to me was the Bills trading out of the first round. I think that's one of the biggest shocks for me so far, is knowing that they need a receiver or two or three or four. Like, y'all got rid of all your receivers. Like, all the Buffalo Bills starting receivers are gone. 1 through 4, 1 through 5, I believe, are gone. So you would think that they would try and make some moves, if need be, to grab a top receiver in the draft, and they didn't. Today, Troy Franklin was reunited with Bo Nix. Troy Franklin, being wide receiver from Oregon, was reunited with Oregon quarterback Bo Nix in Denver. Denver drafted him. They traded down, actually, in the second round this morning to do that. So, and that's actually going to be an interesting tandem. I'm interested to see what happens with the QB situation in Denver, because you still have DiNucci on that roster. You still have Zach Wilson on that roster. You still have, I believe his name is Jared Stidham, and now Bo Nix on that roster. So, will we see DiNucci back in spring football next season? Are they going to do him dirty out there in Denver? It's going to be interesting to see, man. It's definitely going to be interesting to see. I'm not too much shocked by a lot of other moves that have been made, but a lot of these teams are going to be good. Jaden Daniels going to Washington. It's a little scary for us NFC East division rivals. It's going to be hard, man. It's going to be hard to accept that. But it is what it is, man. I'm interested to see what Dallas does for the rest of this draft. I feel the first 3 picks we've gotten so far pretty decent. We don't have a 4th round pick, but we do have a 5th, 6th, and 7th round pick. And I apologize. I said the rounds 5, 6, and 7 are going on right now, and I do apologize. It's rounds 2, 3, and 4. 5. No, I am correct. I'm sorry. 2, 3, and 4 were yesterday. Today's 5, 6, and 7. So yes, I'm correct. 5, 6, and 7 is on today, but yesterday, Troy Franklin, rounds 2, 3, and 4 took place. So the draft is still going on. Make sure you guys check it out. Now let's transition over into some indoor football league news, because yesterday, we had a shocker. The Frisco Fighters, one of the best teams in indoor football, they lost to the San Antonio Gunslingers, y'all. Now, the first two games happened last night. In the IFO, we will sometimes get Friday night football. And we got two games last night. The Iowa Barnstormers taking on the Green Bay Blizzard. Green Bay actually held on to win that game 40-33. But the big game of the night last night was the San Antonio Gunslingers defeating the Frisco Fighters. TJ Edwards got picked off at the end of the game, trying to make a comeback. And San Antonio with the biggest upset of the season so far. And man, that's but my Vegas Nighthawks are at home trying to protect a 3-0 record. We're going up against the Duke City Gladiators. Then you have the Sioux City Storm taking on the Massachusetts Pirates. You got the Tucson Sugar Scrolls taking on the Northern Arizona Wranglers. You also have the Quad City Steamrollers hosting the Tulsa Oilers. You have the Arizona Rattlers hosting the Jacksonville Sharks. And then you have the Bay Area, or excuse me, the San Diego Strike Force taking on the Bay Area Panthers. So it's a really packed weekend, man, for indoor football. Check out the Sunday games. It starts with the Quad City Steamrollers or Steam Wheelers and the Tulsa Oilers tomorrow. But today we have this evening my Vegas Nighthawks, man. Listen. Jerome Johnson, Quentin Randolph. There's so many players. Wyndham. I forgot their names. Listen, there's so many players on this Vegas team. Jerome Johnson is the quarterback, and he's a monster. He's won Offensive Player of the Week several times already, at least 2 times this year. And he's just a beast through the air and with his legs. He's able to extend plays. And then the receiving core that we have with Wyndham and Randolph and these guys, man. And then the running back, like Vegas has a team. Now everybody's like, oh, Frisco, Northern Arizona, these are the teams to beat. Maybe even Jacksonville, but Jacksonville hasn't been playing that well. Sorry. Jacksonville hasn't been playing that well. Bay Area has been playing pretty decent this season. I got to give them that. But I'm just saying, Vegas has an opportunity to really make some noise this season. And if we can actually get past some of these tough opponents as far as Bay Area, San Diego, Northern Arizona, you know what I mean? We got past the Arizona Wranglers. Just saying. Or the Rattlers, excuse me. So getting past Northern Arizona is going to be big. Green Bay, like I said, they played huge. They're a good team this year. They're one of those teams to beat. There's a few teams. Again, if we look at the teams in the league, there's a few teams, and I believe these are all the teams, if I'm not mistaken. I believe these are all the teams. There's 16 teams. So if you look at all these teams, there's a few teams out here that are the teams to beat. You know what I mean? Bay Area, Jacksonville, Arizona, San Diego, Frisco, Vegas. Now you're seeing or Green Bay as well. Now you're seeing San Antonio start to make some noise. They were in the NAL last season, and this is their debut season in the IFL, and they've already made a huge upset by beating the Frisco Fighters last night, 54-52. So, and again, the Green Bay Blizzard defeated Iowa at home, Iowa Barnstormers, 40-33. So they were close games and they were really competitive. I watched both games; they were really competitive. Casanova, the quarterback for San Antonio, for San Antonio, man, he should be damn proud of himself because he played a hell of a game yesterday. When I say he played a hell of a game yesterday, guys, he played a hell of a game. So, man, make sure you guys tune into the IFL today starting at 6:05 Central Standard Time, 7:05 Eastern. You have I'm sorry, unfortunately, at the same time as both UFL games. So, but it's on YouTube, so you can have the IFL on YouTube, the IFL game on YouTube with the Vegas Nighthawks taking on the Duke City Gladiators. Gabe, it's going down tonight. Vegas all day, baby. Just, but yes, it starts the same time as the UFL game tonight. So make sure you guys check that out as well. You can have your IFL game up on YouTube, and then you can have the UFL game on Fox, because a lot of people are going to have to watch the UFL game, the second UFL game that's going to be airing regionally on the Fox app. So, make sure your tablets are being utilized tonight, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But again, we didn't have any fan mail today. But if you would like to, the Gunslingers are moving up in the standings, man. The Gunslingers are definitely moving up in the standings. And for all you guys who followed Lacobe Tucker actually now plays for the San Antonio Gunslingers. So make sure you guys check out the San Antonio Gunslingers next week if you missed the game. Or you can go back and actually watch the game after the show, watch the San Antonio Gunslingers Frisco Fighters game. It was a really, 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 really good game. So you should actually go back and watch it. But your boy Lacobe Tucker's out there for the Gunslingers now, man. So make sure you guys go check him out. And we called it. I said it. I said he should go to the Indoor Football League if he got cut from the UFL, and look where he's at now. So make sure you guys go and follow all the socials for Fuel. Make sure you check out all the Fuel Sports Network socials. Go follow us on all the channels. Make sure you follow the Gridiron on Facebook. Subscribe to the Gridiron on YouTube. We're trying to get those numbers up. I think we're at 23. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, make sure you guys go and follow the show on Facebook and subscribe to the show channel on YouTube. Make sure you follow the Jerzey Tha King show. That will be back next Thursday. We're actually going to be moving the show to Thursday now. I'm going to be doing the Jerzey Tha King show on Thursdays, and I'm actually going to be talking Vegas sports mainly. So I'm going to be talking mainly about the professional sports going on out here in Vegas and the Vegas sports news scene on the Jerzey Tha King show. That show's kind of getting rebranded, but I'm going to be talking all sports because there's multiple professional sports teams out here, and we're going to get into a lot on that on the Jerzey Tha King show. So make sure you guys are tuning in for that as well. Again, if you want to send in your fan mail questions, you can do so right here to the Gridiron Podcast at Gmail. That's THAGRIDIRONPODCAST.com at gmail.com. The Gridiron Podcast, the with an A. Make sure you guys do that. Also, go check out my brother from another mother, my co-host, who's not here today. Unfortunately, he had to work out of town, so that's why Gabe's not on today. But we got all his socials here at the bottom of this on the ticker. Make sure you guys go and follow him as well, and check out the Gridiron Nation podcast live on Fuel Sports Network every Tuesday. Whether he goes live or the show is just aired live, make sure you guys check it out. 6:30 p.m. or 7 p.m. depending on Fuel Sports Network. Make sure you guys definitely check that out. And you can send your fan mail questions to Gridiron Nation at gridironnationpodcast@gmail.com. Also, go and follow the Gridiron on Instagram as well. Follow the Gridiron on X. Follow the Gridiron everywhere. Let's grow this show's following, guys. I definitely need to make sure you share the pages with your friends. You know what I mean? What's going on, Gemini SG? Welcome in. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, it's definitely going down. Oh, real quick, what do you guys think about my Dallas Cowboy fans? What do you guys think about Zeke possibly coming back? Let's ponder that. Let's ponder that. But make sure you guys check out the lineup as well for Fuel Sports Network. We got some new shows that have just joined, we have a new morning show that came out this morning on Saturdays. And sorry, I forgot the name of it, but we have a new morning show that's on, and I believe it is a baseball show or a soccer show. I gotta double check, but make sure you guys go and check out the lineup that we have. You can check out Around the UFL on Mondays. Also on Mondays, you have Smoking Guns. We got the Bottom Line on Mondays as well. I believe also coming to Mondays may possibly be another show. I believe Texans Talking Football is now on Tuesdays. Not sure. I'm getting all the scheduling together, y'all. So make sure you just follow. Again, this is going to be changing to Thursdays, same time. You can also catch Gridiron Nation on Tuesdays as well. Wednesday morning, you got my man Derek King Sports Show. You also have Wednesday evening lineup with the ladies, the A team with RC, Amber, Amanda, and RC talking football, y'all. It's an awesome show. They've had some great guests the first 2 episodes, and I mean, wow. Awesome job, ladies. So proud of you guys. Then you got B Hawk Live, as well as Player Perspective. And don't be shocked if some of the times and days change. Just saying. Then you got Hellraisers on Thursdays. We got some more shows coming for Thursday too. Like I said, the Jerzey Tha King show will be on Thursdays as well. So, like I said, man, we got a lot going on. And I will update you guys with all my picks and stuff next week. I didn't get a chance to do my picks this week, so I do apologize. But I am currently 5-7. But I can give you my picks real quick. I can give y'all my picks real quick. And I'm going to have my wife try and remember them for me. Now, I'm going to take Arlington. I'm going to go ahead and I might, I'm nervous about going against Birmingham. Been going against Birmingham all season and it's been biting me in the ass. But I think Houston can pull it out. But okay. I got. Arlington, Houston, St. Louis, and Michigan. Arlington, Houston, St. Louis, Michigan. Arlington, Houston, St. Louis, Michigan. That's what we're doing. Damn it. I hope I go 4-0 this week. I need it, y'all. I'm 5-7 right now. 5-7 in my picks. But I can still have a winning record in the season with a winning record. So there's a lot more games left. So we're only at the halfway point of the season, week 5. So I'm just saying, y'all. But hey, I want to thank you guys for tuning in like you guys do every week. There's so many beautiful people here watching, and I love you guys for it. Again, man, we do fan mail every week here. We didn't have any fan mail questions this week, but you can send in your fan mail questions to the Gridiron Podcast at Gmail, and that's the with an A, y'all. The with an A. Gridiron Podcast at Gmail. Make sure you send in your questions. We'll get them asked and answered on the show. Again, I want to thank Skubie Mageza, ESPN personality and host of UFL Today, the show that comes on every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern with Daniel Dopp and Skubie Mageza. Make sure you guys check that out. I'm always there. I'm always in the chat. So make sure you guys check it out, man. Definitely a great show. Recaps the UFL. And then one of my favorite shows that you guys got to definitely check out. Or also, there's another new show that comes on Wednesdays, I believe. It's called Girl Chat Sports with Mel and Mo. That's also a new women's show on Fuel Sports Network. So make sure you guys go and download Fuel Sports Network on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices. Literally, you can download it on your Roku TV or your Roku stick, your Amazon TV, or your Amazon Fire Stick. So make sure you guys go and grab the Fuel Sports Network app powered by Gateway City Sports. This is the Gridiron. We are no longer the Gridiron Podcast, even though the Gmail is always going to stay the same. But this is the Gridiron Show, live and presented to you by Fuel and Pro Football Alliance, live on Fuel Sports Network. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm so happy to be a part of this network. There's a lot more coming. There's a lot more new shows coming. Make sure you check it out. Happy Be the Bandit Day, Choctaw Stadium. I don't know why this is so funny to me. I don't know what all that is, but yeah. Make sure you guys check out the UFL games and the IFL games today. It's going to be awesome. And tomorrow as well. We got year-round football now, man. And, of course, the draft is still going on, so make sure you check out the draft as well if you're interested in the draft. And, again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to the Gridiron Show live on Fuel Sports Network. I am your host, Kevin Jerzey Tha King. I will see you all next week with more UFL and IFL news and some NFL as well. You already know. This is the Gridiron, baby. I love y'all. I'll holla.
Since I first got down, still on top of my game, forever play to the crowd. When I'm in front of a mic and I'm in the spotlight, the gridiron, man, we taking y'all on a flight. Always coming for the hardcore, this is what I work for. Got them feeling for some more, they yelling encore. Verbally, I'm bringing heat to the streets. The flames spit on my squad, nothing but winners, and you'll never see a quitter. Cause adversity is part of the plan. Just as sure as you go, always bob your head to the jam. So turn your volume up, you can see me up on your screen. Kicking knowledge like you need it, y'all some football fiends. Bringing heat at 100, we the realest around. Welcome to the gridiron, baby, it's going down now. Like the music buzzing and amps when I hit